Jon Jones just retired? Francis Ngannou wants back in? And Dana White? He's throwing $200,000 around like confetti at a Vegas wedding. But beneath all the celebration, something feels off. From controversial matchmaking to surprise retirements and a shady weight miss nobody's talking about. This is everything Dana White said at UFC Baku and what it really means for the UFC's future. The unexpected Jon Jones retirement bomb. Dana White didn't tweet it. There was no press conference, no fanfare, just a backstage phone call, and suddenly, Jon Jones is done. Retired. Officially. That's how the sport's most polarizing heavyweight exited quietly. And just like that, Tom Aspinall is the new undisputed UFC heavyweight champion. Dana says it casually, like it's just a Tuesday, but fans aren't convinced. Was this planned? Was this damage control? Or is this the UFC washing their hands clean of a fighter they've bent over backward to protect? But the Jon Jones era ends not with a bang, but a bureaucratic whimper. And that wasn't even the most surprising announcement. Francis Ngannou, knock knock, can I come back? Rumors began swirling again. Francis Ngannou, after leaving the UFC in a storm of demands, contract disputes, and knockouts in PFL, apparently wants back in. Dana White's response? Cold, measured, maybe even bitter. He flat out says, "I'm not a fan," and then goes further, suggesting Francis often says one thing publicly and a very different thing behind closed doors. Translation, Dana doesn't trust him, and trust is the only currency in the UFC that matters. Ngannou may want back, but Dana's already closed that door, deadbolt and all. And just to be clear, Francis didn't walk out. He burned the bridge on his way out. Now, he's asking if there's still time to turn around. According to Dana, not a chance. Aspinall's long game, rewarded or resented. Tom Aspinall, who sat patiently on the bench for months, is now finally getting his due. Dana praises him for being a good soldier, always ready, always willing. But fans can't help but wonder, why was the belt held hostage for so long? Why wait for Jon Jones to make a decision while the division went stale? Dana deflects, saying he doesn't regret the time he gave Jon, and that Aspinall will be compensated. But the damage is done. The heavyweight division has been on ice, and Dana knows it. He calls Tom a great champion, a great partner. But even he can't deny it took too long. $200,000 for a 2-round war. Then came the bonus bombshell. Nazim and Nicholas Motta put on an absolute clinic, landing a combined 159 strikes in the first round alone. By the time the second round ended, Dana was already digging into his wallet. $100,000 for each fighter, no hesitation. It's a feel-good moment, a throwback to the old days. Two guys who laid it all out get rewarded. But some fans are asking, does this set a new precedent? Are bonus expectations about to inflate the way fighter pay debates already have? Dana doesn't care. In that moment, they earned it. And that's the kind of chaos he loves. Weight miss, no bonus. On the flip side of the bonus coin was Myktybek Orolbai, who scored a slick Kimura win, but missed weight by a whopping 10 pounds. After the fight, he told Dana he was going to be world champion. Dana replied with the kind of dry venom only he can deliver. Figure out how to make weight first. No bonus, no sympathy, not even a backhanded compliment. For Dana, missing weight is the ultimate sin. It doesn't matter how flashy your win is. Show up heavy, and your check stays light. UFC in Baku? Expansion or experiment? Dana couldn't stop praising Azerbaijan. Beautiful city, incredible people, amazing food, hotels that make Vegas look like a roadside motel. Even Michael Bisping wants to vacation there. But behind the compliments is a clear agenda. The UFC is going global. This wasn't just a fight night, it was a strategic play. Dana met with the president. Future events are already being hinted at. This wasn't a one-off. It was a test run. And Baku passed. Kazakhstan, Russia, and the global UFC machine. Dana didn't stop at Azerbaijan. He hinted at future events in Kazakhstan, even entertained the idea of a Russia-USA-themed fight card. But he's cagey. Says he doesn't like hypotheticals. Translation, plans are in motion, but nothing's official. What is official? The Contender Series is about to double its output thanks to new TV deals, which means more global talent, more unknown killers, and more countries with a reason to host events. Dana's not just building a roster, he's building a world tour. The Tapuria versus Oliveira mystery. Here's where things get messy. Fans are asking why Ilia Tapuria is fighting Charles Oliveira instead of Armand Tsarukyan, who beat Oliveira. Dana's response? Armand's the backup fighter. He'll be in Vegas, cutting weight just in case. But he's not getting the spotlight. Fans aren't buying it. Politics? Star power? Maybe. But it's clear that who deserves it isn't always the deciding factor, especially when PPV dollars are at stake, reality shows, and off-time shenanigans. When asked about fighters like Jon Jones and Chimaev appearing on international reality shows, Dana shrugs it off. They can do what they want in their off time, he says. The reporter presses. Doesn't that look bad for the UFC? Dana. Does the show suck? Nope. It gets millions of views. Well, then what's the problem? It's vintage Dana. Dry, dismissive, and calculated. If the show brings eyeballs, it doesn't matter where the cage is, or if there's even a cage at all. Judging scandals, comebacks, and unfinished business, fans were furious over a controversial decision in the Tagir Ulanbekov and Azat Maksum fight. Dana admits judging and reffing will always be problems, but behind the scenes, he treats bad calls like unofficial wins. Zabit rumors pop up again. Dana says to call him directly. He's not offering any answers. Islam versus Jack Della Maddalena? Still pending. And Ilia Tapuria, possibly chasing Islam at 170? Let's see how this fight goes first. Hypotheticals are for media. Dana deals in results. Jon Jones is gone. Francis Ngannou is, probably, never coming back. And Tom Aspinall now sits atop a heavyweight division that's finally breathing again. The UFC is setting its sights on Central Asia, quietly plotting a global takeover. Bonus money is flowing. Matchmaking remains mysterious. And behind the curtain, the machine is grinding forward. Let me know in the comments, do you believe Jon Jones is really done? Should Francis be allowed back? Because one thing's for sure, this story isn't over. It's just getting started. This is Jax Teller for Behind the Lines. See you next time. 745.